Ebusuafo mema mo akwaba edeba tips and gist. Enne yeba betwa yen komo twetwe a enra ye no so eye Ghana nurses and midwives ekwan ya mo befa so a mo betumi abepiem ewo UK. Enra ye the overview the entire process and the cost involved. Enne me catch mo say me de mo bewra into the NMC portal na enne yahwe requirements a ewo ho no ene ekwan a empo befa so aye registration. Mpesa obefre obi a say onye registration ma wankasa ewo say wutumi eye o registration. So fast forward enra no ye can a lot of things about exams dodo a obehia ye bobo so say IELTS and I say OET eno ebegina ho ama the English requirement and afin so CBT and the OSCE the two competence based test. The first one CBT the computer based test no and obey no Ghana and the other you can say competence based test the OSCE the full meaning the objective structured clinical examination and obeba be no UK nti Mr. say video we say and the waba YouTuber and no akɔhwɛ enra nkɔmɔtwetwe no say dem di ka kae no enra na ye wifi no enye kra nti na audio no na etwetwa si nti enne oba sɛ ne audio no sitie no na wayi masotre na metumi ehu de emeye sɛ me pause live no sɛ ye be ya to aso nso a na ehu de be. All right, nti me de wura the NMC portal Mr. me de link no ato caption ase. Nti live video ya wo hwe ya wo de wonsa boso a wo bon say link NMC eda ho. Right, unso betumi e de akopiem e wo ho bi. Abra wa hwe video no ewie. All right, auntie anima say it is okay. Oda senior say why your language no. All right, let me see if I can do this in English. All right, so as I said, today we are here to discuss how you can register with UK NMC. Yesterday we did an overview, and today we are using the online portal, that is the UK NMC portal, to see how you can register by yourself if you have all the requirements. And I made mention that yesterday we discussed the requirements that you will need your IELTS, your CBT, and that is your first exams that you write in either Ghana or Nigeria, and your English requirement, either the IELTS or the OET, right? And apart from that, I made even mention that you need your traveling passport. You also need your nursing certificate, as well as your license to practice in your home country, let's say Ghana or Nigeria. And so you should be a registered nurse or a midwife. And I made mention yesterday that irrespective of your certificate, whether it's a 4-year degree, it's a diploma, or it's even a 2-year certificate, you are eligible to register with the UK NMC. So when we go on the portal, we will know how to do that. And every, how do we call it? Every type of nursing or midwifery has its own way of registering. So the nursing, we have the 4 types. That is the adult nurse, the child, the learning disability, as well as the mental health nurse. And those certificate nurses, you are going to register as a nurse associate. So you also have your portal. And the midwives, you are going to register as a registered midwife, the RM. You also have your portal. So let me take you onto the UK NMC online portal. So I have embedded the link right in the caption. The link is in the caption. So when you get on the portal like this, UK NMC, this is how their portal looks like. I don't know how it's going to display on your mobile phone, but if you use the laptop, this is how it appears. All right. So when you come here, people used to try to enter their PIN, their first name, trying to search. No, you are not registered. This PIN number is not for Ghana or Nigeria PIN number. This is for those who are registered in the UK. And so, for instance, if you are applying for a job in the UK and they ask you for your PIN and you give it to them, the employer comes on the portal and try to enter your PIN to see if truly you are registered. So this is not for you. You are not supposed to enter your PIN here. You are supposed to register. So how do you register? All right. So when you come to the registration, you see we have about us. That is about the UK NMC, their standard, their code of practice, and a whole lot. Standards for midwife, standard for nurses, standard for nurse associates, as I told you guys, right? Yes. And they have the education, how you can become a nurse or a midwife or a nurse associate in the UK. And I'll explain that to you, so we don't need to just go and read that. All right, so let us go to the registration aspect. When you get to the registration aspect, you can see search the register, employer confirmations, NMC online, and joining the register. So you are going to use the joining the register. If you have already registered with them, then you are going to use the NMC online. For instance, if you have already registered and later you want to log in to submit your IELTS, or you want to log in to see the progress of your application, then you are going to use the NMC online. But if this is your first time, then you are going to use the joining the register. Joining the register. Let me zoom out for you to see clearly. All right. So you can see here, joining the register. So it is under the registration. So you come right here, you click joining the register, then you register. All right. Another time, if you want to log in, then you have to use NMC online. You will not come here again. You are using this if it is your second time. All right. So let's say this is our first time. So we click here, joining the register. So this is it. Joining the register. There are different ways to apply for registration depending on which part of the register you want to join and where you were trained. All right. So you can register as a nurse, as a midwife, and as a nurse associate. So as I explained yesterday, those who can register as nurses are diploma and degree nurses. Diploma and degree nurses, irrespective of your specialty, whether you are a pediatric nurse, you are a general nurse, you are a critical care nurse, you are an emergency nurse, irrespective of your specialty, you can. If you're a public health nurse, so far as you have a diploma, a 3-year diploma or a degree, you can register with the UK NMC as a nurse. All right. We have the midwife also there. This is for diploma and degree midwives. Diploma and degree midwives. So you too can register as a midwife. Nursing associate. This is for the 2-year training. Whether you were trained for 2 years for midwifery or 2 years as a nurse, you have to go into the nursing associate. They are those who were trained as nurses or midwives but do not qualify for the 3-year or 4-year program. All right. So you go as a nurse associate. That is why you can see that they have separated that one. That one is on my right hand side. So that is how it is. And you can see that they all have their finding the guide over there. All right. Now you can just go through some of the things over here, like the test of competence, the English language requirement, the health and character requirement, a professional indemnity, indemnity arrangement, registration appeals. If you register and probably they deny you, they said you cannot practice as a nurse or a midwife in the UK, you can submit an appeal, right? And if you displace a person, forcibly displaced person, you can read about this. But as we are going, I'm going to explain that to you. So in your free time, you can just go ahead and go and search through that. All right, so let us find our guide. I'll be doing this live very fast because I have to finish with the nurses and midwives and quickly come and do that of the nursing associate for my certificate nurses and midwives. All right, so let us start with the degree nursing and midwives. So you register as a nurse or midwife, you click on it. All right, find your guide. All right, so they ask you which one were you training? Were you training in the UK? Were you trained outside the UK? Or EU or Swiss application, sorry. So if you were trained outside the UK, let's say Ghana or Nigeria, then you have to click here. So if you click that one, did you see how I did that? Let me go back for you to see. So you are going to click trained outside the UK. Let me go another back and see. So you click here, find your guide, right? That is what I told you. Find your guide. Then you come here, trained outside the UK. Then you click on that. All right. So they are going to ask you eligibility requirement. They are going to ask you some couple of questions for them to know if you truly qualify to be registered before you can even start your application. So you click here, get your pre-application checklist. Pre-application checklist. All right. So you click on that. They are going to ask you some series of questions. All right. So with the pre-application checklist, they are going to tell you the exact thing yesterday I told you, how long it is going to take, how much it is going to cost you, and a whole lot, and the different examinations that you are going to do. So you can see on my right hand side, they said check if you are ready to register. How much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? Prepare your evidence, blah blah blah, take your examinations and a whole lot. So you can just go through one after the other if you wish to go through. But if you are ready to register, then you have to just click I am ready to register. All right. And so for instance, if you want to look at something like how long is it going to take, you click on it. It's going to open a new tab for you, right? Is going to open and it is going to tell you the total fee, a fee for the CBT, the OSCE. It is not going to add the IELTS to it, right? So it is going to tell you the various costs. Yesterday, I think I made mention of that. So later you can just come and just read. And you have to note that any cost that you will incur when you come to the UK, the trust is going to pay you back. So you don't have to worry, right? You just have to find money and pay your evaluation fee, find money and pay your CBT, that is the computer-based test, right? The 83 pounds. The evaluation fee is 140 pounds. And yesterday I made mention that you are also going to pay money to your NMC way back in Ghana or Nigeria for them to do the evaluation for you. All right. So right after that, they are going to book you for the CBT. And we have the receipt. Let's say you write the CBT and you don't score, you can go for a partial receipt and it's going to pay you. You are going to cost 70. All right. That is if you fail the numeracy. The CBT is in two parts. We have the numeracy and the clinical. So if you fail the numeracy, you're going to pay £50 to receipt. If you fail the clinical, you are going to pay £70 for that receipt. Now the OSCE, the full OSCE is £794. It's almost £800. I told you that you are going to write that in the UK, and your trust is going to take that, so you don't have to worry about that money. All right. If you fail, then you are going to reset at a fee £397, and that is that. But I'm not sure you are going to fail. You should pass. All right. Your registration fee, that is different from the first one that you paid, right? That one is £153, and that is the last fee that you pay before you get your PIN in the UK. So you pay your evaluation in Ghana or Nigeria. You do your other CBT, your IELTS. They book you your flight. You come to the UK to complete your OSCE. Then you pay your your registration fee. Don't worry, all this is going to be cared by your trust, the company that will bring you to the UK. They are going to pay everything, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so let us go back. Let's say how long is it going to take? You can just click on that and you can read a lot about it. They are going to ask you assessing. It's going to take 14 days for them to assess a CBT, 30 days, blah 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 blah. So you have embedded the link. It is your duty to just go there and look at that. All right, the different types of the competence-based test. I told you is the CBT and the OSCE. Completing your registration, a whole lot. So fast forward, please. Let us start. So you click here, register as a nurse or a midwife if you were trained outside the UK. All right. So they are going to say show. All right. So you leave that part, right? You leave that part. We have already talked about all this, right? Complete eligibility. You see. So you come to the second one, the complete eligibility and qualification application, right? So you have to start with the eligibility, then later you start with your application. All right. So let me go back for you guys to see how it is. All right. So that is how I came by, right? I told you that. Let me go back again. All right. So this is where we were, right? So you click here, check if you are ready to register or get your pre-application checklist. You can click on any of that. You click on it, it brings you here. Once it brings you here, you can choose to read about this, or you can choose to go here direct if you really understand whatever you are doing. So register as a nurse or a midwife. You click on that. All right, so the steps are there. The step one is exactly whatever we just discussed. So you can still go by it again. If you think you are okay with that, you just go to the step two, that is show eligibility, complete eligibility and qualification application. So you can see here, begin your application. That is what you are supposed to click. So you click on this one, begin your application. At this point, if you don't understand anything, please draw my attention so that I can go over again, please, because we are starting our application, the eligibility and the application. We are starting. I'm just waiting for a minute. If you don't understand something, if I click somewhere and you don't understand something, you can tell me to go over and I'll do that for you. I'll do that for you. If you're okay, just say continue on and let us proceed. All right, I don't see any comment. Silence means concern. So let us proceed. All right. So hey, somebody say over, please. Isabella, where should I go over? Is it up to this point? All right. So as I said, your aim is to come and register, right? There are some people who only get the link, they don't have any idea about the portal. So they are supposed to read whatever it is here to know the total cost, to know everything. By God's grace, yesterday I discussed a lot with you guys. So you have idea about the islet, you have idea about the CBT, you have idea about the OSCE and a whole lot. So you don't have to come and read all this. You can choose to read or not, right? So all these are optional. So right, let me just go there. So you go to the registration, right? Joining the register, that is your first thing. If you click on the link, you come to the portal, you go here, joining the register. You want to join the register. So they will ask you, do you want to register as a nurse, a midwife, or a nursing associate? Then you choose a nurse or a midwife. If you have a degree or diploma, if you don't have a degree or diploma, you have a certificate, you click here, nursing associate, right? This is for the certificate nurses. All right. So I'm first doing for the degree and the diploma nurses and midwives. So you click on that, register as a nurse or a midwife, right? They'll ask you, were you trained in the UK or outside the UK or even European Union? That is those trained in Italy, Spain, France, and a whole lot, Germany, right? If you were trained outside the UK, you click here, trained outside the UK. All right. Then you come here, get your pre-application checklist, right? You want to check if you are ready to register with them. So you click here, get your pre-application checklist. When you come here, you have to scroll down and you're going to see a lot of things on the right-hand side, right? On your right-hand side, I've discussed how much it's going to cost a whole lot, right? Yesterday we did that. And so you don't need to read that. It is optional, you can read. So you just come here, register as a nurse or a midwife. You can see that, register as a nurse or a midwife. You click on that and it brings you here, register as a nurse or a midwife. And I told you that the part one is exactly what we discussed. How long, how much, how long, how to prepare your evidence and the whole lot. Yesterday we discussed that. All right, so you just come to the section 2, complete eligibility and qualification application. So you just click, we have the show, right? It doesn't show, so you have to click on the show. Then it will open like this. Then you click on the first one, begin your application. Begin your application. So at this point, I am sure you guys should know whatever I just said, right? I don't think you say go over again. All right. Frimpon says, let's continue. Samuel says, let's continue. All right. So begin your application. You click on that. Begin your application. All right. Sorry. So they said before you start, you need to do something over here, right? So you can read, choosing a field of nursing, choosing a whole lot. So you can read everything over here. If you like, you can just leave that. All right, so you just click here, start an application. You can see that one over here, start an application. Then you click on that. So they ask you a question. We know that you are moving to live and work in a new country. Your registration with us is a big part of your decision. And we want to make sure that you are prepared as possible. So they are going to ask you some questions, and that is the eligibility questions. Right after you pass, then you are going to start your application. All right, so let's start with the eligibility questions. So you click on the next, then they ask you, we want you to make sure you are using the right route to register. So they click, you have to choose. I want to register as a nurse. I want to register as a midwife. You can choose only one. Okay, you have to choose only one. Either you choose as a nurse or as a midwife. Now, if you choose as a midwife, you are safe because a midwife is just a midwife. But if you choose as a nurse, I told you yesterday that there are 4 types of nurses in UK. We have the child nurse, we have the adult, the learning disability, and the mental health. So you can only register with one, and you are supposed to choose only one. And this is a very major challenge. I know people who registered as mental health, they go to the UK and then now they want to change their professional indemnity to that of an adult nurse, then probably you have to go and write another CBT, because what you choose, the CBT for adult nurse is different from the CBT for a mental health nurse. That of a mental health nurse is different from that of a child nurse. So please, if you are choosing, sit down and decide. You can use 1 week, 2 weeks to decide on your life, whether you want to come and take care of mental health patients here, or you are coming to take care of adult patients or child patients, or people with learning disability, right? So please decide properly before you register. Otherwise, you come here, you have to practice in your field. All right. As for midwives, as I told you, it is only one. Once you choose I'm a midwife, you are good to go. All right. So let's say an adult nurse. Now, what can an adult nurse do? You can work in a ward, you can work in a theater, you can work in an emergency, taking care of an adult, right? A child nurse, you can work in a children's ward, so it's a ward. You can work in a children emergency. It's also an emergency. You can also work in a theater if they are taking care of children over there, like a post, how do we call it? A post operative room, right? In the theater, you can take care of children over there. Now, learning disability is people with this autism and those kind of learning disabilities. So there are some special nurses who take care of those people. If you go into that field, you have really entered that part, and I'm not sure you come back. All right, and we have the mental health, and they are people who go into the mental health background. And so please, if you're a psychiatric nurse, I think this is your field, right? It is the best field because this one is special. Before you can register as a mental health, you should have a mental health background way back in Nigeria or Ghana. And so you should be a psychiatric nurse. All right. So let us choose adult nurse. You want to register as an adult nurse. Right after you choose that registered adult, then you come here. I have read and understood the application information, and I believe that I can meet the requirements and provide the required evidence for my application to be considered. So you click yes, I have read. They will ask you, do you have UK NMC? You say no, I have not, right? So I don't have a UK NMC or PIN as a UK nurse. All right. And so at this point, you click next. That means we have chosen the nurses route and we have specialized into adult nursing, right? If you are a midwife, it's the same thing. Please, if you're a midwife, at that point, choose I want to register as a midwife and just click I have read and understood the application information, and also choose that you don't have a UK NMC and that you are looking for one, right? So it's the same thing for the nurses and the midwives. Then you click next. All right. Once you click next, they are now going to ask you some questions, where you come from, right? Your country of nationality. So in that space, you have to choose. If you are from Ghana, you have to search Ghana and enter it. If you are from Nigeria, you have to choose Nigeria. All right. Then they ask you the country that you were trained in. So if you were trained in Ghana, then you select Ghana, right? You select Ghana. So that is how it is. So let's say you are a Nigerian, but you came to school in Ghana, then your country of nationality, you choose Ghana. The country that you were trained in, you choose, country of nationality, you choose Nigeria. And if you were trained in Ghana, the country that you were trained in, you choose Ghana. So the country, this place, it can change depending on how yours is, right? So you have to look into that. All right. Now, next, you click next. So you can see you are applying as an adult nurse. And I said I'm from Ghana and I was trained in Ghana. So they want you to verify. So if you are okay, you go to I understood, right? I understand, sorry. So you understand that NMC online, if you create it, it will be very difficult for you to go back. So you have to decide. All right, now you click next. All right, so your answer tells us that you are using the right route to get to our register. To continue, then you have to click and sign up, register with NMC online. So you go sign. All right, so now at this point, that is where you are going to enter everything over there. Enter everything over there. So they will ask you of your email address. You can let me put my email address there. Tips and just please use an official email address. Okay, don't use your nickname. This is a professional how do we call it, portal. So use your official email address. If you don't have it, please go and create one. All right. And so after you type in the email, they'll ask you to confirm that same email. All right. So that is that, tipsandgist@gmail.com. And they'll ask you of your title. If you are Mr., if you are Doctor, if you're lady, if you're brother, if you're Lord. So you select, we have Mrs. and Miss, you have nurse, you have Prof, Reverend. So let's say you are Mr., you select Mr. over there. If you are Mrs., you select Mrs. If you are Miss, you select Miss, right? If you are a nurse, you say nurse. Whatever you are, if you want to be called a doctor, you say doctor. So brother, if you want to be called a brother, brother Elijah, brother Enoch, you can select, right? Reverend is there, Prof is there. So let's say Mr. All right. So first name, let's say Emmanuel, Mr. Emmanuel. Last name is the surname. So let's say Safo is the family name, and that is our surname or the last name. All right. Date of birth. Let us choose our date of birth. Let's say 1990 June, 1st June 1990, right? 1st June 1990. A male or female, you select your gender, male. Now, your telephone number, you're supposed to select the country over there, right here, your country, then you start entering there. So let's search for Ghana. Ghana. All right. So you search for Ghana, and now you just type the number over there, 02 blah 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 blah, right? So you just type the number over there. All right. Now this country of residence, where you stay currently. If you're in the UK now, then you have to select UK. That is where you stay currently, right? Where you stay currently. All right. If you're in Ghana, you select Ghana. If you're in Nigeria, you select Nigeria. Now postcode of where you stay. So if you're in Ghana, postcode is 00233. 00233. That of Ghana. I don't know for Nigeria, so you have to search. Now your address, wherever you are, probably you can use your house address or your work address. You can use the hospital address. It is accepted. So most of the time, I remember when I was doing I used Holy Family Hospital. Holy Family Hospital. All right, and second address, I just did Techiman, Bono East. You can use the PO box, maybe PO box 30 or PO box something, right? So you can do that if you feel comfortable. All right. It is not mandatory for you to do everything because they have to contact you by email address and not by post office. So you just go here. By using NMC online, you have to accept their terms and condition. So you go here, I accept the NMC terms and condition. Then you go to next. All right. Now your password, you are supposed to use a password, a strong password. So let's say let's use capital G, Ghana at 75. Let's say that is what we feel to use. So Ghana at 75. All right. So you enter and you confirm the password again. Then you go to submit. So if it is okay, if your password is okay, it should open for you. It should open for you. So I just click submit. Yeah. All right. So you can see they said your account is almost ready. We have sent an email for you to verify. And if you don't see it, it can take up to 2 hours for you to receive that email. There's a link over there and it will expire in 24 hours. And so they will not ask you to enter a code, but they are asking you to go into your mail and go and pick that link and click on that link to just come and continue your process. All right. At this point, if you have any question, you can just ask because I'm going to write in my mail to see if I've received that email account, and then we can pick it from there. We can pick it from there. Let me see inbox. All right. So I can see NMC sending me a mail here. So as you can see, this is Nursing and Midwifery Council. They said I should confirm. Dear Emmanuel, welcome to NMC Online. You have to confirm. So you click here, confirm email address. So you just click on that. Then it's open for you. So if you click on it, it brings you here and will tell you that thank you for authenticating your email. Thank you for authenticating your email. So I have been able to confirm. So you cannot continue. There's no code. You have to go to the email, click on that link, and it will bring you back to the portal, and they'll ask you that, they'll tell you that you have been able to authenticate. So please, this is the first section of your eligibility. Now we are beginning the actual application. That is where we are going to upload our passport. That is where we are going to upload our degree certificate or our diploma certificate. And that is where we are going to upload our license. And that is where we are going to upload our IELTS. If we have written IELTS, that is where we are going to complete our task, right? So now we have completed. Now at this point, anytime you want to continue on, you don't start afresh. Listen to me. Next time, if you come, you are not going back to the register. You are going to NMC online, as I told you guys. All right. So now we have the login over here. So you click login. Then they ask you of your email address. You have to type that same email address, right? You remember I said tips and just at gmail.com, tips and just at gmail.com. And the password was Ghana at 75. You remember that? Yeah. So please use your own password. Use your own password, okay? All right, Ghana 75. Let us see if we can log in. All right, so now they're asking me some security questions. They said, what is your favorite color? So I can say color blue, right? Blue is my favorite color. What is your mother's maiden name? That is my first mother's first name. So I can say Beatrice. Beatrice. All right, Beatrice is my mother's maiden name, and my place of birth, I can say Konongo inside Ghana, right? Konongo. All right, so these are some security questions to aid you. Probably another time you are not able to who said meaning before you can start the application, all your documents can be ready. No, I didn't say all your documents should be ready, but you see, before you start the application, if you have it, it is fine. But you can start it without completing, because you always have your password, you always have your username, that is your email address. So anytime you can just go into it. So even tonight you can start, and then you'll be preparing to pay the £140. Then you can start with your foreign verification, and that is you going for your clearance. That is for those in Ghana, right? You have to go to NMC for clearance if you did complete a nursing training. If you are from a university, you don't need a clearance from a Ministry of Health. Sorry, Ministry of Health. Right after you get the clearance, and then you have to go to NMC for the foreign verification. After that, they book you for your CBT. Then after the CBT, they'll just upload it by the company, the Pearson View will upload the CBT automatically. So you will not come and upload. But the IELTS, you have to go to write it by yourself. So you register the IELTS with the British Council, and when you get the results, you come to upload. So until you get everything, you will not complete the process. That is how it is. So you start early and you start. I know people write IELTS before they start, but I didn't write IELTS before they start. I started in Ghana. I got a chance to come to the UK. That time I got here, NMC had verified me. I wrote my CBT, and before I wrote my IELTS. And so it depends on how you want it to be done. People also sit and write their IELTS, get a complete, how do we call it, everything there before they go and register. But you don't know. Maybe by the time you get to that portion, the Ministry of Health will say they are no more signing clearance form. So please start the process before. Start. All right. So you click submit. Submit. When you click submit, now that is everything. So this is the portal, right? So you can see that at my right hand side, my name and my address, my telephone number, everything is over here. All right. You can update it every day. You can just click here and update this section. All right. The only thing you cannot update is your professional indemnity. That is, if you choose an adult nurse, you cannot update. So you have to call NMC. You have to call NMC because they verified you as an adult nurse. So if you want to update, it's a whole thing altogether. That is why I'm telling you that if before you select where you want to practice as an adult, a child, mental health or something, please sit down, get some weeks and decide. All right. If you want to ask me the differences or the opportunities you can probably meet me one time when you come on TikTok. You can just request and we talk, and probably I'll be able to guide you which one is best for you to choose. All right. So you see, this is whatever you want to do. So if you want to start the application, you click on apply and you start. Yes. So at this point, everybody should be able to do. Once you get to this point, it is up to you. You can use 2 years to complete. You can use 2 years to complete. All right. So somebody can use it's up to 2 years for you. After 2 years, if you're not able to finish, that is, if you're not able to write your CBT, the IELTS within 2 years, you have to start the process all over again. You have to create another account. You'll be wiped off the system. So you have 2 years. So 2 years, your first year, you can start with the application and you get to payment. Then you wait to the third party verification. So let us go to the application and see something. If you want to apply, you click on that. They ask you, all right, your current responsibilities, which ones have you been doing? Please click on all that apply to you. So primary care of child and children under 18 years, disabled, older people, secondary. So if you've practiced in Ghana, even though you have chosen to register as an adult nurse, if you've taken care of children before, you can select all these, right? I've taken care, I went to the PDs, I took care of child or children under 18 years. I took care of older people. If you have taken care of an adult, you can also select that. If you've taken care of a disabled adult too, you can take that one too. So you have to choose whatever you feel like is okay for you. All right. Now, disability. They asked you. They said, "Are you disabled?" And according to their disability, they said a person is disabled if they have physical or mental impairment, and that cannot allow them to work. Right? You cannot carry out normal daily activities. So are you disabled? Yes or no? So you select a no, I am not disabled. Ethnicity, are you a white, mixed group, Asian, black? So you select a black African, right? Black African. All right. Select which one is appropriate to your ethnic group. So you select African. African. All right. So now your gender, are you a woman, a man, or self-describe, or you prefer not to say? So if you're a man, you select a man, a woman. All right. Does your gender match with your sex registered at birth? All right. So you know right now what is going on in the UK and US, right? This LGBTQ. So there are some people who were female, but now they said they are male. So in that instances, they are going to choose different. That, oh, now I am a man, but it doesn't match my my sex at birth, right? But if you are a lady and you are still a lady, why not? You have to click yes, it matches, right? If you're a man and it still matches, you said yes, it matches. All right. And national identity. How would you describe your nationality? So if you are, you have to take all that apply. This question relates to the 4 countries, right? So if you are British, English, Irish, Northern Ireland, other, or blah blah. So you select other, then you select how do we call it? You type Ghana over there. You can also say I prefer not to say. I prefer not to say. All right. So identity, you say Ghanaian. All right. So identity, Ghanaian. All right. Now, religion or belief. If you are a Christian, a Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, or you prefer not to say, you can say prefer not to say. So, for instance, I chose a Christian. Sexual orientation. Are you bisexual? Are you a gay or lesbian? Heterosexual or straight or others? And you have to note that none of these affect you, right? If you are a gay or a lesbian, they are not going to discriminate you because of this diversity. And so you have to choose. You have to say the truth, right? You have to say the truth. So if you are a man and you are into ladies, that means heterosexual or straight. You have to choose that. If you are a lady and you are into men, you are also heterosexual or straight. If you are doing both a man and a lady, if you are a man and you are doing both, you are bisexual. If you are a lady and you are doing both, you are also bisexual. And if you are going to your same sex, you are either a gay or a lesbian. All right. So let's say heterosexual or straight. We choose that. Then we come here. So now the first name, you can see that Emmanuel Safo is already there. They ask you for your passport number. The passport number, you have to type your passport number over there. And let me see. if I have my passport over here, let me use that as an example. All right, so let me try to enter my passport number over there. June 35 caps lock, sorry, capital G 3. All right, expiry date, you have to choose it. So if your passport is going to expire 2030, you choose 2030, let's say April or something, right? So this is just a random figure. This is not even my actual passport number. All right, I just wanted to enter something similar to that. Okay, so you have to do that. Right after that, you have to upload your passport picture over there. So the picture can be a PNG format or something, right? So let's say this picture is our passport, right? So you have to take a picture. If you open your picture, your passport, where your name and everything is, that is where you have to upload. Sometimes if you don't upload a proper one, it can alert you that it's a wrong something. So let's see if it's going to accept. All right, it accepted that. All right, so you have to upload your passport, how do we call it, biograph, right? Where your picture is, take a screenshot and then just upload it over there for them. And make sure that it is clear. Make sure that it is clear. Somebody say, please, are we doing nursing associate? This is for the diploma nurses and midwives. Right after I'm done, I'll do that of the nursing associates. Okay, so don't worry, just take and stay. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, right? The same thing that you'll be doing here. So just watch. I'll not come to this part. I'll just go into the eligibility. That's all, right? As for the actual application, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. All right. So just take and stay. Qualification gained. So qualification, this is for your university or your training college. That is your degree or your diploma. So qualification, if you have a BSc or a diploma, you can say probably diploma in registered general nursing or midwifery, right? Registered general nursing or diploma in registered midwifery, general, oh my God, general nursing. All right, diploma in registered general nursing. If that is the qualification you have. If you have a BSc, then you can say a BSc nursing, BSc nursing, or Bachelor of Science in nursing. So BSc nursing. A date started. That is the date you went to that school and the date you were awarded. Please, because you will be uploading the certificate. Look, take your certificate, your degree certificate, or your diploma and look at the date you were awarded, not the date you completed the school. Because sometimes the day you graduate from your nursing training is different from the date the school issued the certificate. So look at the date on that certificate. That is the date you were awarded. All right. Otherwise, it will conflict with whatever information that you input over here. Then a student reference number. This is optional. If you remember your student number, you have to enter it. It is optional. Then institution, let's say you did that at KNUST, right? You have to enter full, or let's say University of Ghana, Legon, or probably if it was a training college that you entered a diploma, then maybe you can say Techiman Holy Family Nursing Training, right? Techiman Holy Family Nursing Training. I don't know how you guys say it over there. Is it nursing and midwifery training? So how your school is, then you are supposed to just enter it over there. All right. They will ask you. So don't forget to enter the date and everything. So let's say you went to the school 2018, 2018 August, okay, August 2018. Why is it not changing? All right, August 2018, 2018 August. So let's say you went to the school 16th August 2018. The date awarded, I told you that you have to look on your certificate. So let's say you were awarded after 3 years. It was a 3-year program or a 4-year program. Let's say 2021, you were awarded in 2021. 2021 July, 30th July 2021. All right, let's do here diploma. All right. So now when you come here, the certificate, most of the time, the university that your nursing training is associated, they issue the certificate. So there are a lot of nursing trainings in Ghana who are affiliated to KNUST. Others are associated with UCC. So the UCC issue the certificate to you. But if you look on the certificate, you see Holy Family Nursing Training College, right? So you have to just write Holy Family Nursing Training College and upload that UCC certificate, because that school do not give you a certificate. It is a KNUST or UCC or Legon. They give you the certificate of completion. All right. If you attended a university, then you are good to go. You have to enter that certificate over there. All right. So they are asking you a question. They are asking a question. Did you use your qualification to register in your country? Is it the same certificate you used to register as now you are practicing? You say yes or no. All right. This is because there are some people who are currently having a degree, but they use the diploma to register. Then later they got a study leave, went to do a 2-year top-up degree. So if you enter the degree over there and they ask you that, is it this degree you used to register at the time that you were doing NMC? Then you say no. Then they will ask you that certificate, that diploma, right? So that is how the process is going to be. All right. If you have only one certificate in the nursing, then you are good to go. All right. So you say, yes, I use that to register. Upload the certificate. So you just look for the certificate, then you have to upload. So let's say this is our certificate, right? So let's say this is our certificate. So you upload that certificate. All right. Then they will ask you, please confirm the name on your certificate you were awarded in. So you select your name, Emmanuel Safo, if that is the same name on your certificate. All right. So I'm using all this as a case study. This is not a certificate. You know that it's just a case study. All right. So you go to next. All right. Next. Now they're asking you which professional regulator do you register? So you select NMC Ghana. Because I selected Ghana, that is why automatically you can see Ghana over here. If you select your country to be Nigeria, you are going to see NMC Nigeria. All right. They ask you, in which profession did you register? Is it a nurse or a midwife? You select a nurse. I am a nurse. All right. Then registration number, please. This one you have to look at your NMC registration certificate or the license. You see, when you take your license, that pin, the square is just like a Ghana card. You can see your registration number as well as your license number. Please, they need the registration number, not the license number. Note that, not the license number. They need the registration number. So it is either you pick that NMC certificate, the one that you go and pick it right after training college, you get NMC certificate of completion. So if you look on the NMC certificate, you are going to see your registration number over there. If not, then pick your PIN, right? If you pick the PIN, you will see a registration number over there. I don't have my PIN over here. I don't have my NMC certificate. Let me see if I can because I have to enter something. Just give me a minute. All right. So I have my NMC certificates over here. All right. So there's a difference between the NMC certificate and that of your university certificate. You have to note that. So if you pick the NMC certificate, you are going to see something that a registration number. And so mine is RGN 33. I will not enter the exact thing. I don't want people to know. So let me just guess. All right. So if you look at that, you just enter over there. Now, initial registration date. Look at the date. There's a date on that NMC certificate. And mine is 28 March. 28 March. Oh, sorry. So you can use the calendar to search it, right? So you pick the year and the seal, the date, the month, and everything. So if you are in 2017, you choose 2017. If yours is 2015, you choose 2016. You choose, right. So let's say March 28th. March 28th. All right. All right. So you use it to look for it. If yours is 2018, you choose 2019. You choose. All right. This is just a sample. Don't go and write the same thing over there. Then you have to upload the certificate that you're talking about. So this is NMC certificate. All right. So let's say this is the NMC certificate. You upload it. You upload it over there. Then they ask you, please select the name on the certificate. Then you say Emmanuel Safo. Are you currently registered with them? Then you say, yes, I'm currently registered with them. Then you go to next. So now they will ask you to look through. So you can see this is your passport history. This is your qualification history. That is your school certificate. And this is your NMC history. All right. Right after that, you go to declaration and you take, and you take. That is I declare, I declare, I declare. Then you go to next. I don't want it to go into their system. That is why I'm not going to next. So at this point, right after you are done, you proceed to the next section of you paying the 140 pounds for the evaluation, right? You know that I'm not doing the writing, and so I don't want to bother the UK NMC. So please, I am going to leave that part, right? I will not proceed. If you go there, right after that section, you are supposed to enter next over here after you have ticked all this, right? Yes, because NMC is going to share for a party verification. That means they are going to send that details to Ghana NMC. I don't want UK NMC to send that bogus thing to Ghana NMC. They are going to laugh. They'll say, what certificate is this? All right. So you have to upload the right certificates over there. Then you click next, right? You click next. Immediately you click next, you pay, and they will tell you that now you are now at the foreign verification process. And quickly, you have to run back to NMC Ghana. Their office is in Shiashi, Accra. You go there and you tell them that I want to go to UK, and they said I should come and do a foreign verification. All right. And so when you go there, they are going to ask you that, did you go to a university or a training college? You say a university. That means you don't need a clearance. If you are a training college graduate, then you say I went to a training college. Then they will ask you to go to Ministry of Health for the clearance form and bring it to them. If you are able to do all these, then Ghana NMC is going to confirm your verification. Right after that is done, you'll get a message from the UK NMC telling you that you have successfully completed your verification process. And the next thing is you submitting other documents such as you completing your CBT, you completing your IELTS. And yesterday I made mention of a health, the health. Let me go back to the visa portal, and sorry, the NMC portal, and show you something over there after you finish registering my registration. All right, just give me a minute. All right, so you can see that I've done my application, right? I have done my application. So I was supposed to proceed to payment. Then now they will tell me third party verification, awaiting. So depending on how long Ghana is able to how do we call it, respond to UK NMC, it will be awaiting. It can take 1 month, it can take 2 months or 3 months. I remember when I came to the UK, I did a month before I came to the UK. And when I came to the UK, I called Ghana NMC that, hey, I did foreign verification. I came to Accra, and up to now, you have not responded to UK NMC. And the receptionist was like, I think they were about to release the licensure exams for that particular year, and so I should wait. And I said, no, 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 I want to practice. I want to practice. So please do it quickly for me. And that Friday, I think I called them on Monday. And that Friday, I saw that they have verified. So sometimes you are supposed to call them. I remember I called them with my UK number. So if you do something like that, they know that, oh, okay, and you are currently in the UK, and they'll fasten things for you. I know other people who also pass back door to get it very fast for them. That is not part of my lesson today. All right. So right after that, then you go to the evaluation process, and after the verification, the NMC will evaluate for you. Okay. So if you get the evaluation, then you have to complete the other things that we were saying. So let's go back to the NMC portal. Let's go back to the NMC portal. Let me log off. Let me log off. Oh my God, how do I go to UK NMC? Um, I just want to go back to the whole show for us to discuss. Okay, I think there's something over here for us to discuss about the IELTS, the CBT, and the OSCE, and how you're going to complete your. Just give me a minute. Let me log to UKNMC. UKNMC. All right, so this is where I wanted to come. All right, so let us look at something over here. Registration, join the register. All right, so let us look at some things. So after you finish the test of competence, we have two types. We have for nurses and midwives, we have that of the nursing associates, right? So you have to just click on one of that, right? So the test of competence, we have the CBT and the OSCE. So you can read about that and know about the CBT. So the CBT, we have the part A and the part B. That is the numeracy, and the part B is the clinical questions. One time, I will schedule another live for us to go into details of the CBT, and that the OSCE tool, they have 10 stations rather than 6, right? Currently, they have 10 stations rather than 6. All right, so you are going to do it in the UK, and even when you come here, you are going to be trained. So you don't have to focus on the OSCE now. Just focus on the CBT. As for IELTS, I have a special video on IELTS for you guys. So you have to go and watch it to know your band scores. All right. So that is for the test of competence. Everybody is compulsory for you. Let us go back. For nursing associates, let's look at their test of competence. They also have their CBT and the OSCE for the nursing associates. So it's the same thing, just that the questions are different. Even with the nurses, an adult nurse has a different CBT, a child nurse has a different CBT. So you have to note that. And the same thing happens with the OSCE. So that is the test of competence. Now, English language requirements. All right. English language requirements too. If you are currently in Ghana, you have only one option. But if you are in the UK, you have about 3 options. You have about 3 options. So let us talk for that of Ghana. If you are in Ghana, your only option is to write the test. So we have the test, we have those who were trained and those who are practicing, right? Yes. So if you're in the UK, you can use any of these 3. But if you're in Ghana, you can use only the last one because you were not trained in the UK and you are not practicing in the UK. So you only have to write the test. And the test is only the OET and the IELTS. They choose any of them. So you can choose to go and write the IELTS. And it's academics, please. It should be academics. People used to ask me, do I have to write the UKVI or the general, the standard academics? I would prefer you to write the UKVI academics because if you write and you don't meet the band score, you can use that to apply for a care job and come to the UK as a carer. All right. If you write the standard and you don't pass, that means immigration will not accept that as a carer. All right. It's only NMC that accept whether standard or UKVI. But as for immigration, they accept only UKVI. So if you are thinking of both NMC and immigration, then write UKVI and be free. So that if you pass, you come as a nurse and midwife. If you don't pass, you come as a carer. All right, so that is for the IELTS. Now the OET is also there, the occupation English test is also there. You have to, one time I told you that guys, I will go into details, so we don't need to know. I just want you to know some of the exams, how you can also prepare for your OET and the others. All right, if you are in the UK, you can choose to write the OET or the IELTS as I told you guys. But if you are practicing in the UK as a nurse, as a carer, if you are practicing as a carer, then let me show you something. I think yesterday, where did I see that trained in English? This is for those who came to school in the UK. If you were trained in UK, right? If you were trained in the UK, all right. All right. So, all right. This is what I wanted to tell you. If you were not training, if you were training English from Ghana or Nigeria, and currently you are in the UK, you have a UK employer, then they can give you some supporting documents. they can give you some supporting documents. All right. So if you complete your program in a country where English is not spoken, then your employer should be able to give you an evidence that probably you came to the UK as a carer and you are able to take care of the patients or the residents. You speak a good English, and so they should exempt you from the IELTS or the OET. And NMC is going to accept that. But you have to meet these three. The first one, you should be working in a non-registered role. That means you shouldn't be registered as a nurse or a midwife, just a carer, because carer is not registered. All right. So to meet that, you should be either a carer, right? That is a non-registered role, and it should be a health or care setting in the UK at the point of your application. So if you are currently in Ghana, you don't qualify. You don't qualify. All right. So that is the first point that you have to meet. Now, number two, you should be somebody who has been working in that care home in the UK for 12 years, full-time working, not part-time, right? Sorry, full-time equivalent, 12 months full-time or full-time equivalent if working as a part-time. So if you are working as a part-time, then you have to double it for it to be equivalent to that full-time. That will be 24 months. That will be, so if they say full-time equivalent, then that means if you are working as a part-time, then it should be doubled, right? So if it's a full-time work that you're doing, if you have a COS and you're in the care home as a full-time job, then 12 months, that is exactly 1 year, you will not write IELTS. You get, but the third one is mostly the important thing. In that care home, there should be 2 registered nurses over there. 2 registered nurses should be able to sign for you. And the registered nurse, one should be a band 6, and one should be a band 8A. Band 8A, that is a nursing, how do we call it? All right. So you have to have NMC registrant as your line manager in this role, and they should be the same line manager for at least 6 months. So if you have been at the care home for 12 months, that is 1 year, you have a nurse who is band 6 who came to that care home and is supervising you for like 6 months, then you qualify, right? So first one, you yourself should be working for 12 months, and that nurse who will sign for you should be somebody who has been in that care home for 6 months. I'm saying this because people are working in a care home for more than 1 year. They just go to call a nurse to that care home the first month and they want that nurse to sign for them. No, that nurse has not spent at least 6 months over there. So you have to wait for that nurse who is coming to sign for you to also work in that same care home with you, manage you or monitor you as a line manager for at least 6 months before you can qualify. All right. Now let us go into details. They said that supporting documents, your line manager will be asked to provide information by a link with NMC, and then nurse should be a band 6 nurse, not a band 5, a band 6 nurse or above, right? Or above. All right. And they said that it should also be countersigned by NMC registrant, who is an NHS band 8A. So that is why we always advise you that even if you are a nurse or a midwife and you come to the UK as a carer, please work in the NHS. If you are a carer, a healthcare assistant in the NHS, then probability of you getting all these will be higher because you'll be getting nurses who are band, how do we call it, band 6, and you'll be getting line managers who are band 8A in that same hospital. But if you go to a care home, it will be very difficult. If it's a private care home, it will be very difficult for you to be getting all these, and you'll be left to just go and write the IELTS, because they said if you are unable to meet, then you need to provide the language test, and that is either the IELTS or the OET. So this is for those already in the UK. All right. So somebody was saying that they are nursing associates. I should tell you how to register. All right. So you as a nursing associate, whatever you have listened from A to Z is also the same thing as yours. The only difference is your CBT and the OSCE. That is all. Your IELTS, you need it. The same band score. Writing 6.5, reading 7, listening 7, speaking 7, and it should be academic, UKVI academic or standard academic. But I always advise the UKVI academics. So my fellow nursing associates, those with diploma, certificate in nursing, whether you are into the community hack or NAC or how you call it, right? Once you have registered with Ghana NMC, you have your license or your PIN, you can also register. It's the same thing. So please, if you watch the video, you should be able to register. Now, if you are coming to register, you also come here, just as I told my fellow nurses and midwives. you also come here, join the register. You click on that, then you come here. Instead of you clicking on this, you come here on the right hand side, register as a nursing associate, or you can go here, find your guide, or you can click here, register as a nursing associate. Then they ask you, were you trained in England or outside England? You said, I'm trained outside England. Then you come here. So you see that you have this register as a nurse associate over there, right? As a nurse associate. So they explain who a nurse associate is and your job role. You can also read and read and read. You also write your competent test, your professional indemnity, and a whole lot. All right. You have to register as a nurse associate over here. So you click on that, register as a nurse associate, trained outside England. Why am I coming back? All right, sorry. So you were supposed to, there's something over here, start your application. So you have to click here, start your application, right? So you also start. They are going to ask you some few questions. All right, so start your application. Why is it not started? When you are ready to begin, you can click here, okay. So you click here, register to start with the UK NMC. Then you also start the same thing, the same questions. I want to register as a nurse associate. I have read, yes. I don't have a PIN, yes. I don't have a PIN. Next. So you see your country, blah, 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 blah. Up to that point, you upload your passport, you upload your certificate, you upload your NMC certificate, and you are good to go. Then now they will book you for the verification. You pay your £140. You go for, oh, you were not saying that. All right, let me go back. All right, so it comes here like this, right? The exact thing. So you click here, next. They'll ask you, I want to register as a nurse associate. You click that. Yes. I don't have a PIN yet, right? Then you go to next. Then your country of nationality, you select Ghana, blah, 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 until you are done, okay? So just as I told my nurses, the diploma nurses, the same formula. You see that is the same question and answers, right? The same question and answers. All right. Let us do what a professional indemnity is, and we are good to go. Now we know our English language, we know our CBT and OSCE. Let us look at the professional indemnity and the medicals. All right. How do I go back? Always. All right. Registration, joining the register, share this. All right. So let us look at the health and character first. Then we come to the professional indemnity. All right. So health and character, and you are supposed to provide health and character. So you have to nominate, right? So after you register, they verify you. As you are doing your CBT and your OSCE, they can ask you to submit your health and character declaration. That one, you have to nominate a doctor. So they'll ask you for the doctor's name, the email address of the doctor, the post office of the residential address of the doctor. They will contact the doctor to ask if you are physically fit, mentally okay for to come and practice, right? To come and practice. All right, and then character declaration. You have to nominate somebody to really declare that you have a good character. It can be your in charge, it can be your matron in the hospital, right, or wherever you are. So you have to nominate, and that is what we call the health and character declaration. All right, let us go back and let us look at professional indemnity. That one you are going to complete that. Now, what is a professional indemnity? You must have in place an indemnity arrangement which provide appropriate cover for any practice you take as a nurse, a midwife, a nurse associate in the United Kingdom. Now, this is quite legal. It contains some legal terms because you should meet the code of ethics. You have to declare that you come to the UK, and you have to also go by your job description and job role. I know some nurses in Ghana, they are not even qualified, trained to do suturing. They do suturing because there's no doctor. In the UK, if you do that, you are going to be jailed. You are going to be jailed if you don't do whatever. If you go outside your scope, it's legal. It's a legal something issue. You right? Currently, you heard about our dear Nigerian nurse who prayed for a patient, and they deported her just for praying for a patient, because you are not supposed to do that. Is not part of your job. If the patient needs how do we call it, prayers, they have to call a pastor or a chaplain or a counselor to come and pray for that patient. That is not your job as a nurse or a midwife. So you signing a professional indemnity is more like a legal something that you are doing, right? So let us read something. So the need for you to have the need to have in place an indemnity arrangement is mandatory. That means everybody has to sign. When applying to join and renew your registration with a nurse, with us, that is nurses, midwives, and nurse associates, you declare, right? You are required to self-declare that they have in place, and will have in place an appropriate indemnity arrangement when they practice in the UK. So you, as an applicant, you have to self-declare that you have an appropriate indemnity arrangement that you can practice in the UK. Each nurse, midwife, nursing associate is responsible for making sure that they have appropriate cover for their role and scope. That is what I told you. Your role, your duties, what you're supposed to do, and the scope of practice. All right. Also, why the arrangement does not need the individual to be held as a nurse and midwife is their responsibility to ensure that appropriate cover is in place. It is vital important to understand by signing a self-declaration, blah, 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 blah. So later you can go and read all this, right? Go and read all this. So please, it is very, very important. Now, even the professional indemnity that you sign, it is different from that of the NHS, different from that of those working in a private care home, because some nurses can go and do a part-time in a private care home. You should know what to go and do there, what not to go and do there. So they explain everything to you. That this professional indemnity that you are signing, if you're working in the NHS, this is what you are supposed to do, blah, 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 blah. So you have to click on here, question and answers for professional indemnity for NHS employers, right? To know what you're supposed to do and read through. It's a PDF format, so you read through. If you are working in a private healthcare, then that one too, that is a nursing home, then it is likely that your employer will have an appropriate indemnity arrangement for you. So your employer is going to tell you what to do there, what not to do there. If you are self-employed in the UK too, you have to know your limit. And if you combine self-employed and employed too, you have to know to your limit. If you are also a nurse, a midwife, teaching, right? There are some teachers. I schooled in the UK, and all our tutors are nurses and midwives who have their PhD teaching us. So they practice and they also teach. So they also have their scope. They have things that they are supposed to do as nurses teaching their fellow nurses in the classroom, right? So that is that. If you have a break in practice too, if you are registering as a part-time, the first time, if you're a midwife, they have some special indemnity arrangement for midwives. All right. And so that is a professional indemnity I explained to you. So all these will be done before you get you get your pre-registered license to come to the UK. I wish yesterday live I would do a cover of it because I did it in Chi, and number two, the microphone was not that okay because of the network. So probably when I get time, I will do another section of yesterday's one because it's very, very important how you can. That was a general overview of A to Z, right? A to Z. This is just NMC part, but how you can search for jobs, how you can register, how you can apply for your visa. We did that yesterday. So I'm going to do a section on that again another time to repeat in English for our fellow Nigerians and other people to also enjoy. All right. If you have any questions and answers, please just comment over there. If you don't have any question, then we end the live discussion. Our next live is going to be how to search for NHS jobs after you have gotten your pre-registered license to come to the UK. How to search for nursing associate, how to search for a pre-registered nurse, how to search for a pre-registered midwife. Please note, if you write your CBT and your IELTS, you get your license, you are not a qualified midwife or a nurse associate. You are a pre-registered. You have to complete your OSCE in the UK to be fully registered. So if you're applying for the job, you don't go for a nursing role. You don't go for a midwifery role. You go for those people who are considering international nurses to come and train them for the OSCE. And I'm going to teach you how you can fish those companies. That is why every day people are like, I wrote my CBT about a year ago, and I've applied and applied. I'm not getting feedback. It's because you are targeting nursing roles. You are not a nurse. You are not a midwife. You are targeting midwifery role. They've written there, fully qualified UK midwife, and you are applying. Are you a fully qualified? No. Go according to what you have. You are pre-registered, so go and look for those looking for pre-registered nurses and midwives. The same thing applies to the nursing associate. If you apply, don't just search nursing associate. Nope, don't do that. Go for a pre-registered nursing associate role. It is very difficult to really isolate those companies from the general people, but you have to look through. You have to look through. Other times too, there are some opportunities. I told you guys that quite recently, Sunderland, that is a Royal Hospital NHS Trust, they issued a vacancy for international nurses. They even came to our school to announce to us. It was all over the internet. They've closed the application. I think they used to open it in October to November every year. October to November. So you can target such people. Currently, I heard that Liverpool NHS Trust is also doing the same thing. So it is not everybody, it's some few nurses, few NHS trusts that can really pick you from Ghana or Nigeria into the UK to come and write the OSCE over here. All right. And if you are finding it difficult to, you can also use the care route into the NHS. Please don't go on TikTok to be buying that COS. Don't do that. Okay. Go to the NHS website and apply as a healthcare assistant, band 3. You qualify, you come here, then you come and write your OSCE here. Then you tell the hospital that I came as a band 3 healthcare assistant, but I've written my OSCE. Please, can you promote me to a nursing? And they will do that. If you come into the private care home, they will not promote you. They will not promote you. All right. Can you use IELTS score lower than 7.0, 6.5 to register and get a chance to come to the UK? All right, IELTS again. So you can use that. If it is a UK VI, you can use that to register as a care assistant, not NMC, right? So you have to leave the NMC aspect, come to the UK as a carer, as I said, but you have to please pass through the NHS, right? The carer, we have two types of carers in the UK, those in the NHS and those in the private care homes. Don't come into the private care homes because you want to proceed to upgrade to become a nurse. So please work in a hospital where you can be promoted. All right. So you come as a carer, healthcare assistant through the NHS. And when you come, if you work there, even they can waive you from the IELTS, as I told you, right? So if you come, you can decide that you work for 1 year so that you don't write the IELTS, or you can go and write the IELTS in the UK. And you can. So I told you my story that I didn't write IELTS in Ghana, right? I started with my NMC Ghana verification, and in that process of me preparing for my IELTS in Ghana, I got a chance to come to the UK to come and study. So when I came here, as I was studying, I prepared for the IELTS and went to write and registered with UK NMC because I couldn't wait for me to finish school before I get registered. All right, so there are so many ways for you to come here. If you come here as a dependent, too fine, right? If you are a gentleman and you get a lady who is coming to the UK, and you can come here as a dependent through marriage, right? If your wife is coming to the UK and you come in as a dependent, then you can come and continue your registration here, right? You can come and continue your registration here. Can you also give us the links to the carer through the NHS? Yes, go and watch that video about the NHS. I have a video about how to apply for a care job, NHS, right here on YouTube, my live sections. So when you come to my YouTube channel, I have videos, I have live. Go through my live section. That is where you'll get a lot of videos over there, because this channel, I mostly handle live sessions over here. I have links under that video. It is very difficult to apply for NHS if you've not done some before. So don't go and rush. You apply for 1,000 and do not call you, because there is a formality that you have to follow, the supporting documents. So please take time and watch the video and learn how to write a supporting document to support your claim that you can really come and register, come and practice as a carer in the hospital. This is not a care home, so it's not a joke. You just don't come here as a carer in a hospital and come and joke. So their application is not easy. You have to get a strong supporting documents before you can get an interview. All right. If you have any question, please, I'm still receiving some questions and I'll end the live. Just go on TikTok, give them some 30 minutes, and then I am good to go. Arita, okay, or say hi, well done. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right. So if you're going to apply for the NHS and you need a resume, right? A CV, UK will say a CV. If you need a CV, then probably you can send me an email. It is not easy for me to respond to you, but I know with time, right? With time. So if you need a CV, you can just contact me. Where is this thing? Where is this thing? Why is it not showing? Banners. All right. So if you need a CV, you can contact me through. You can see something scrolling down there, right? There's something scrolling down there. You can just contact me. My email address is over there. It's tips and just sorry cv.tipsandjust@gmail.com. cv.tipsandjust@gmail.com. You can contact me for a CV and a cover letter at a fee. It's not free, right? It's not free. I also have a video teaching you how to prepare your own CV. So if you don't have money, please go and watch that video. It's on my right here on YouTube, right? I have links to some of the websites where you can prepare a resume. Even though you are going to pay, that one to the website is not free. So, but it is less costly, right? It's less costly. So you can use those links, watch the video, and prepare your own CV. But you have to note that if your CV is also bogus, then the entire process is bogus, right? The entire process is bogus. All right. Is it advisable to upload your degree while registered with a diploma? That is what I told you. So they ask you, you upload a degree, and they'll ask you that, is this the same certificates you used to register with the NMC? You select no, and they'll ask you to upload the diploma also, right? Yes. So that is if you have you were a diploma before you went to do a top-up degree, then you are supposed to do that. So you first upload the degree, then they ask you that, is it this one that you used to become a nurse? Is it this one that you register with Ghana NMC to get your PIN? You say no, then you upload your diploma. That is how you are going to do. Ruth Amankwa, it means you can register with the NMC process in Ghana before you come to the UK as a carer. Yes, yes, yes. If you don't do that, if you come to UK, you'll be always calling people, please go to NMC, go and pay for money for clearance. No, 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 no. Start the whole process and pay your £140. Leave them to verify. It can take 3 months. By that time, you're already in the UK preparing for your IELTS here, right? So if you even have dreams of coming as a carer, start your preparation, right? Even if you have a COS, please register with Ghana NMC. It is easier if you are in Ghana because you can walk to the NMC office in Ghana and tell them that you have contacted UK NMC, pay their own £140, and Ghana will just pay, because sometimes you guys need clearance. So just imagine if you're in Ghana, how can you get somebody to go to Ministry of Health to buy clearance for you, to be doing this, take to your school for your principal to sign, take to this, the stress, right? So please do everything in Ghana before you come to the UK, if only you want to come as a carer, right? If you want to come as a carer, all right? And as I told you, if you are coming as a carer, come under the NHS. Don't go and buy this US. They are £7,000, £5,000. Leave them alone. You've heard that those coming as carers will not bring their dependent. It does not apply to NHS on their website. So please come as NHS so that you can go and bring your dependent. All right. Are there any other questions? Are there any other questions? How is the sound today? How is the sound today? If the sound is okay today, you tell me so that I know that I always have to use the adapter. I have to use the adapter. If you want to support this channel, for us to buy gadgets, microphones, webcams, a whole lot, then you have to be gifting me on TikTok. I don't know how you can gift me on YouTube. So anytime I come live on TikTok and you meet me over there, you show appreciation over there. If you want me to be doing a lot of content for nurses, I told you that we'll be going to Ireland, and we'll be going to Australia, Canada, USA, and that. So if you want to support this channel for us to do more, then please, when you see me on TikTok, you have to gift me for me to be able to be buying data and a whole lot. I've been trying about 5 Wi-Fi's. None is working, and I'm paying money a lot. Now I'm using an adapter, and that is costly. All right. Rita Mankwa says the sound is okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Do you have any other questions? All right. So guys, let's leave here so that people who come to watch, they will not say that the video is long, right? Yes, I know people hate longer videos. So let's end the live. If you have any additional questions, please come on TikTok and then I will answer. GH says the sound is okay. Ruth Amankwa says it was okay. Ruth Amankwa says okay. Thanks, I understand now. And all right. Dexter says already have a CV. Can you go? Can you kindly go through it if it's okay? No, I don't do that. I don't have time. You have to pay me just like somebody pay me to do a CV for them, right? You cannot let me sit on my chair and look through your CV in the UK here. UK is very expensive to be joking with time here. All right. So if you want to book me to look through your CV, then you have to pay the exact money as somebody who is coming to do a CV. All right. Um, Abeta says, I'm interested, but I don't know how to come by it. Which one are you interested? Is it the carer jobs or what, the NHS or whatever? So there's a video. There's a video I did explain about how to apply as a carer in the NHS. So go and watch that video. Without you watching, you cannot. That is why you don't know how you can come about it. So it is your duty, your responsibility to go and watch that video. Go and watch that video. All right. Somebody says, assuming you already have IELTS, but not 7.0, can you upload that certificate of after completion? Will you have the chance to come to the UK and retake? I think I already explained to you. So you have to upload all your certificates and leave the IELTS aspect, right? And look for other route, either to write it or to come as a carer or come as a student or come as a dependent and come and write it over here. All right. Somebody says, hi, bro, I'm sorry for the inconvenience because you are not handling that top. But can you have multiple jobs experience on one CV, like driving construction on your CV? If you're going to apply for NHS, it's not necessary you bring that, right? Just be specific. Just be specific. All right. All right. I'm just looking at some of the comments that miss. Somebody says, tips, I think we need timetable for your teachings. There's no timetable because UK has no formula, right? Has no format. Sometimes I'm off, my boss can call me, come for shift today. I have no option than to go. So I don't have a timetable. However, because it's YouTube, even if you miss it, you can still come and watch it, right? So you don't have to panic. And please just give a notification bell, subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that anytime I come live, it will alert you. So if you are not at work, then you can probably watch. If you're at work or you are in the chapel or something, then probably when you close, then you just pass through and watch whatever we did over here. All right. God bless you. God richly bless everybody. Another time we are going to meet. Bye bye.